So just to start off with introductions, my name is Terry Wafula, and I am the Regional and Country Manager here at Hudaco, Kenya. We do have our footprint across East Africa and into Sub-Saharan Africa as well. And on the call with me as well, and my co-host is Maggie Kruger, who's our MikroTik product manager sitting at our sister office in South Africa. That's Miro. Welcome, Maggie, and thank you so much for taking the time to be with us this morning. We know it's a little bit early there in South Africa, but we appreciate you taking your time. So just to kick off our session today, I will be taking you through a brief introduction of Hudaco Kenya, just so that you have an idea of who we are, how we are positioned in the market, and what we focus on. I will be sharing my screen shortly and request that you all confirm that you can see it. Can you all see my screen? Thank you, Maggie. Great. So brief introduction into who we are. Hudaco Kenya is part of the Hudaco Industries group of companies, and we're a leading value-added distributor of quality, innovative, integrated security, IP-enabled voice and video and telecommunication solutions to the greater East African market, as well as the Sub-Saharan market. We believe that IP technology is the future for communication and that it should be easily accessible for everyone. And that's the reason why we have chosen to engage with our partners, with our clients, and really with the world at large on these webinar sessions that we do. And we do use this platform to bring to you information that we feel is valuable to you as you work on developing solutions for your clients and for your partners as well, as we confirm that we are dedicated to taking your business to the next level. We empower you to be able to connect communities. We do partner with top international and manufacturing brands, and some of them include MikroTik, who's going to be our focus for discussion today. Just to give you a little bit of background as far as we are concerned, prior to me going straight into the session today, I did mention that we are focused on being able to provide you value-added solutions. And in addition to that, our approach to building these solutions is really, to offer a complete end-to-end solution with you. We sit with you through the phasing, the phase of scoping, as well as to deliver the solution and help you to manage the solutions for your clients, using top, technical expertise within our teams. And that's really across, Africa, the Southern Africa, through our sister company Miro, and of course, Hudaco Kenya, focusing on the East and Sub-Saharan market. We urge you to please follow us at our LinkedIn, social media handles on LinkedIn at Hudaco Kenya. We will also be sharing with you our YouTube channel that will hold information around all the webinars that we've had, allowing you to be able to have access to this information, at a convenient time. So what then do we do, and how do we approach the market, and why would you want to work with Hudaco Kenya? As I did mention, we do partner with top international manufacturers to source solutions that meet the specific needs of our customers. These solutions are, of course, backed by a superior technical support and training. And we believe that your success is our success. And to this end, we seek to build long-term relationships based on mutual trust that are driven by offering exceptional customer service. Some of the solutions that we focus on include, a whole array of ICT solutions that fall across the cadre, as you see on my screen, right from Wi-Fi all the way to Internet of Things. And some of these brands that we have that we bring to the table include, from an LTE perspective, we've got Bidicom, we've got Teltonica. From a Wi-Fi solution, we've got Ubiquiti, Cambium, Grandstream, and MikroTik, who's our focus for today's discussion. In terms of infrastructure, we also have MikroTik, and we'll be looking at some of the solutions that they do provide as far as that is concerned. We are very, very strong on security. We've partnered with organizations like Axis, Uniview, Cambium using their CN Vision offering. From a networking perspective, again, the top brands that I have mentioned. From IoT, we're looking at Teltonica as well as BDCom solutions. From a support perspective, we believe that we need to give you professional advice on planning your solutions. We offer effective after-sales service and technical support, and we provide you the best of breed technologies to fit this market. And when I talk about best of breed technologies, these are technologies that have stood the test of time, that have gone through the required requisite application, processes within the specific countries we work in. That is from a legal compliance perspective. And we do engage very, very closely with the communication authorities from a type approval perspective, right? In terms of financing, we do understand that COVID has really thrown a definite curveball into our business operations, into our cash flow, into just how we even interact with people. In a normal occurrence, we'd be having this session, in a room full of people, but we're now forced to think innovatively around how we can continuously engage with you. And that's the reason why we schedule these webinars, just so that we can continuously, have your mind share, as well as pass on information that we think is really, really relevant to you in this particular market. And because of that, because of how things have changed, we do understand that businesses are struggling, and, because we work in the same environment. And so we have come up with ways in how we can be able to, empower your business to be able to deliver to your customers through, a financial and credit application process, where we would vet your business and then extend credit terms, anything between 7 to 30 days, allowing you to service your customers. From a training perspective, we do have certified introductory courses to enhance your skills and knowledge. And we do encourage you to please be with us every Friday at 10 a.m. and at 11 and 12 p.m., depending on the product that we'll be focusing on, just so that you can continuously engage with us and we can share information with you to empower you to be able to deliver to, to deliver and connect to communities. So that's it from me. At this juncture, I would like to welcome my co-host, and our focus for today will really be around, looking at solutions that MikroTik does offer in regards to wireless and Ethernet routers, just so that we are able to see how to be able to position this within our market space. We'll be looking at a number of use cases as well, just to help you, be able to put it in the right place to be able to serve the right purpose. So at this point, I'd like to welcome Maggie. Maggie, over to you.
Thank you so much, Terry. Thank you for joining us, George. I really appreciate your time this morning. We're going to be looking into Ethernet routers today. The last webinar we did, I touched on an overview basically of all of the MikroTik products, but I do believe that we touched a lot on the wireless and fixed broadband products there as well. Excuse me. So today I just want to have a look at the Ethernet routers that MikroTik do offer. So I hope that you guys enjoy the presentation, and please feel free to put all the questions in the chat box as stated by Terry earlier. So going into it, I just want to make everyone aware as well, we have, excuse me, we have a free webinar that we are hosting on the 30th of June from 3 till 4 here in Centurion. That will probably be from 2 to 3 Kenya time, if I'm not mistaken, in Nairobi. Please feel free to join that. Yes, yeah. It's basically just do's and don'ts of MikroTik. And if you wish to join that, I will put the link in after this presentation. I will put the link in for that. Then on the 21st to the 23rd of July, from 9 till 5, we have Certified Network Associate Training webinar, but obviously MikroTik specific. And the cost of that would be 5150 excluding that. Again, that'll be Nairobi's time, 8 till 4. So please do join if you can. I will also put the link in for that after we've finished this presentation. Okay, so some of you may be aware of the MikroTik brand already, but here is just some background. So MikroTik provides hardware and software for internet connectivity in most of the countries around the world. MikroTik's experience in using industry standard PC hardware and complete routing systems allowed them in 1997 to create the Router OS software system that provides extensive stability, controls, and flexibility for all kinds of data interfaces and routing. I'll talk a little bit about the Router OS a little bit later on in the presentation so you can just understand what it is and how it does help. So that being said, in 2002, MikroTik decided to make their own hardware, and then the router board brand was born. So this is what we're going to have a little touch on as well today. We have resellers in most parts of the world, or MikroTik have resellers in most parts of the world, and customers in probably every single country on the planet. So big company, big brand, global brand. So it's fantastic. I just wanted to make those aware who aren't aware. MikroTik User Meeting, or MUM, is a conference on MikroTik Router OS software and router board hardware. So if you go to the MUM, you can meet MikroTik staff, you can meet master distributors and certified trainers, consultants, and experienced network engineers. You'll be able to find answers to your questions, watch presentations, talk with industry experts, and witness latest technology demos or demonstrations by MikroTik and participants themselves. And I just want to make a point here, there is no minimum attendance requirement. So it doesn't matter if you're an experienced MikroTik user or you're a novice. People from all around the world go to MUM just for the experience and to learn a little bit more about MikroTik. And then I just quickly want to go through the MikroTik Academy program, which is for educational institutions such as universities, technical schools, colleges, vocational schools, and other educational institutions, which is just another offering that MikroTik offer or provide. Right, so I said I'll talk a little bit about the Router OS. So MikroTik Router OS is a router operating system and software which turns regular PC or MikroTik router board hardware into a dedicated router. So I've just put a couple of points on the main features on this slide. So we have stateful firewall and tunnels, hotspot for plug-and-play access, high availability, bonding of interfaces, real-time configuration and monitoring, 3G and LTE support, and so forth. I want to touch quickly on QuickSet. This is a tool that I definitely would use. So QuickSet is a simple configuration wizard page that prepares your router in a few clicks. So QuickSet is available for all devices that have some sort of default configuration from factory. This QuickSet mode provides the simplest of terminology and the most common options for the home user. So like I said, definitely something that I used when I set up my router, my MikroTik router. Okay, we have a couple of different product ranges, such as indoor and outdoor CPE and AP solutions. MikroTik offers carrier-grade routers with cutting-edge multi-core CPUs and smart switch series. Then they have small integrated routers running Router OS for assembling your own systems and accessories for them. And then on that note, there is more than 160 different products available from MikroTik. To jump right into it, the first thing I want to look at is the hex, or the hex Lite to be specific. So the hex Lite is a small 5-port Ethernet router, and it comes in a nice plastic case. Not only is this an attractive looking tiny Soho unit, its price is lower than the Router OS license alone. So there simply is no choice when it comes to managing your wired home network. The Hex Lite definitely has it all. It's probably the most affordable multi-protocol label switching it's capable router on the market. So it's really a no-brainer. No more compromise between price and feature. Like I said, the Hex Lite has both. With its compact design and clean look, it will fit perfectly into any Soho environment. So here I just want to also explain, you have 3 different Hex products provided by MikroTik. The one we mentioned already, which is the Hex Lite. Then we have the Hex. Then we have Hex PoE Lite. Then we have the Hex S and the Hex PoE. They all have 5 gigabit Ethernet ports, but differ in regards to PoE output capabilities, RAM, and then CPU power. And as you can see, I've just put some little bit of features there on the Hex Lite. Okay, so now this is called the Power Box, which is an outdoor 5 Ethernet port router with PoE output on 4 ports. You can use this device, the device, to supply power to 4 PoE capable devices. So MikroTik have other products, obviously, like the SXT, which you can use with this device. Since the device has a weatherproof outdoor case, you can mount it on a tower or in other outdoor locations. The unit has 5 shielded Ethernet ports, 4 of which can power other PoE capable devices with the same voltage as applied to the unit, which I think is fantastic. And here's just a couple of an overview of the PowerBox. They also offer a PowerBox Pro, which has an SFP cage, just so that you are aware that there are other models as well. Okay, next we're going to look at the RB2011 series, which they are all a multifunctional router with 5 gigabit Ethernet ports and 5 fast Ethernet ports with multiple models available. So you get the RB2011IL, which is lower cost, but then you get the RB2011UI series, which have full features. So it'll be this plus more, basically. And on that, I want to have a look at the RB3011, which is a new multi-port device and the first to be running an ARM architecture CPU for higher performance than ever before. So MikroTik focus a lot on what technologies are out there to make their routers specifically faster, better, and more capable. And you'll see this as we're going to go through the next couple of slides. I've kept it quite short, sweet, and to the point. No one wants to have a death by PowerPoint. So yeah, this is an ARM architecture CPU for higher performance than ever before. So the RB3011 has 10 gigabit ports divided in 2 switch groups, an SFP cage, and for the first time, a super speed full-size USB 3.0 port. So we all know that it's faster, that port specifically. So with that, you can add storage, additional storage, or you can also add an external 3G or 4G modem if you so wish. So the RB3011, quite a long one, UIAS-RM unit comes with 1 U rack mount enclosure, a touchscreen LCD panel, a serial console port, and PoE output functionality on the last Ethernet port. And the touchscreen LCD panel is just basically to see what the system is doing, which I think is fantastic. You don't have to go and pull reports or anything. You just go, you have a look at what it's doing, and there you have it. The next, we're going to be looking at the RB4011. So this router uses the amazingly powerful quad-core Cortex A15 chip. Okay, this is from I'm not too sure how you pronounce it, but Annapurna Labs, which is actually an Amazon company. So it's the same as in our carrier grade RB1100AH X4 units, which basically the CPU that's in this device or in this router supports IPsec hardware acceleration, and there's 1 gig of RAM. So this device will easily handle any task you have configured router OS to perform. So you configure your router OS to perform the task, and this router can just outperform that. So all of this power in a compact, fanless, and professional looking solid metal enclosure, and it's in matte black, which I think is very pretty. So in addition to the 10 1 gigabit per second Ethernet ports, it has an SFP Plus port, which provides optional 10 gigabits per second connectivity through an SFP Plus module, which is unfortunately obviously not included in the purchase of this router, but we do have those units if you do wish to purchase the 10 gigabits per second SFP Plus module. The Ethernet module includes 2 rack mount ears that will easily securely fasten the unit in standard 1U rack space. So very easy to install. Standard installation is needed here, nothing special to do the actual installation. And now we quickly want to touch on the cloud core routers as well. We've got a couple of different ones, obviously, with different ports, different number of ports and such. So this is a new updated revision of the cloud core router 1009. So what MikroTik did is they attempted to combine all of the customers' feedback and best practice in the cloud core router device manufacturing that was learned over the last 3 years. So since the first cloud core router 1009 devices were launched, they went and they did some research, they got customer feedback, and then they wanted to improve on this unit. So important changes that did take place is there's no switch chip. So the device now features only full independent Ethernet ports, each with a direct connection to the CPU. So that's brilliant. So allowing to overcome previous shared 1 gigabit limitations from switch chip ports and utilizing full potential of the CPU processing power on those ports, which I think is a very important factor here, because you're actually getting the performance that you need out of this device. Then they have the combo port, which is a single 1 gigabit software interface that has 2 interfaces, an SFP cage and a gigabit Ethernet port, allowing you to use any type of connection available to you. The ports also allow to switch from one to another interface from software, or in an event of disconnect, providing new unique hardware failover feature. So 2 versions are available. The Cloud Core Router 1009, and then you've got another, you've got another version. So this is the one that we're looking at, the 7G-1C-PC, and then you've also got another one that's CCR 1009-7G-1C-1S-PC. So there are two models available here. The one that I'm talking about, the one with the -1S plus PC, also includes the LCD screen, a smart card slot, a micro SD, and a SFP plus port for 10 gigabit connections. Next, I'd like to have a look at the CCR2004, the Cloud Core router. So this router they actually call a connectivity router. So this is your best companion when it comes to SFP Plus and SFP 28 management. You have 10 and 25 gigabits per second ports in a single device to make your life easier. So they took the improvise, adapt, overcome mindset, which can be very helpful, but sometimes you simply need a device that works and solves the problem without additional tinkering, here and there. You can forget about all the connectivity troubles and expand your setup in any way you please with this specific unit. Excuse me. So performance-wise, this Cloud Core router is on par with the renowned CCR 1009 and 1016 routers, which we just spoke a little bit about now as well. It has dual redundant power supply, so you can forget about unexpected downtime, which we all, in any infrastructure, it's a big, well, not problem, but it can be a problem. So here's that to eliminate that problem. With its elaborate port configuration, the new 2004 Cloud Core router is a perfect addition to any professional networking arsenal. It will save you tons of time in some very tricky situations, and that's exactly the feedback that we've gotten so far. So this is our router with the most powerful single core performance so far. It provides incredible results in a single tunnel, which is up to 3.4 gigabits per second. That is very fast. It is incredible. So the next Cloud Core router I want to have a look at is the 1036. So it is an industrial grade router with cutting edge 36 core CPU. So if your network requires to operate with millions of packets per second, this Cloud Core router with 36 cores is your best choice. The device comes in a 1U rack mount case, has 4 SFP ports, 12 gigabit Ethernet ports, a serial console cable, and a USB port. Now, the next slide I'm going to go to, if you think this one, you know, a 36 core CPU is great, then have a look at the next one. So our new flagship router, the Cloud Core router 1072, is powered by a Teleria 72 core CPU. Each core is clocked at 1 gigahertz, and to fully utilize the power, the Cloud Core router 1072 is equipped with 8 independently connected 10 gigabit SFP plus ports. So thanks to the unique 72 core processor and ports that are directly connected to the CPU, this device, or this Cloud Core router, is capable of over 120 million packets per second throughput. That is incredible. The unit comes equipped with 2 removable power supplies for redundancy. Comes with a smart card slot, 8 SFP plus ports, and 16 gigs of built-in RAM. This Cloud Core router also has 2 built-in M.2 slots, micro SD card, and 2 USBs ports for adding additional storage. This Cloud Core router is just basically a machine. And with that, I've just had to like to have a look at the MikroTik licensing structure. As you can see on the screen, you have basically MikroTik runs from 1 to 6. I've just put this here as a differentiator so you can see what the different licensings are. Generally, with the Ethernet routers, MikroTik won't put any other license below 4 on these devices so that it can perform fantastic. But if you would like me to share this specific licensing structure with you so that you know for future reference when you are purchasing any MikroTik devices or routers or switches or whatever the case may be, just let me know and I'll be happy to share this with you. And as if what I just explained was not enough, why should you choose MikroTik? So MikroTik provides routing, switching, and wireless equipment for all possible users. So whether you're an end user sitting at home or whether you're in a rural space, MikroTik can assist you wherever you are. It's got extensive network of trained consultants, training centers, and distributors, like I said, in almost every country of the world. So there will always be someone to help you in regards to MikroTik. It was established in 1996. MikroTik had 24 years of experience in networking and wireless installations. They have in-house developed Router OS software, which supports most common and many special features and constantly adding new customer requested features. So if there's anything that you need added or that you don't see on the Router OS software that you would like, not a problem. Just request it from MikroTik and they will add it to their Router OS software. So whether you're building a wireless link across the sea, internet exchanges between countries, or secure tunnels between banks, MikroTik can simply do it all. And with that, I just want to remind you again of the free webinar that we are having on the 30th of June. I will now add the links for you. But on the 30th of June, from your time, it'll be from 2 to 3, which is a free webinar. Then we have the MTCNA, which is the Certified Network Associate Training, which is specifically for MikroTik. It's from the 21st to the 23rd of July. Your time it would be 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock, and there's the price excluding that. And with that, I thank you all for joining. I appreciate your time and your attendance. I am just going to stop sharing my screen and check the chat box.
Right, Maggie. Maggie, thank you so much for that presentation. Very, very insightful. I hope that the participants have been able to see where they can be able to plug in the MikroTik routers and the versatility of these routers, and how they can be able to place them in any environment. At this point, I don't see any questions from the participants. George has asked that you send the invite, and I think George has already posted the invite there. That's the link. Please feel free to share this. Yes, please feel free to share this with your colleagues, with your friends, with your peers, and ask them to come and join us in the next session. So with no further ado, go on, Maggie.
No, I just wanted to say thank you so much, Terry. And like you were saying, what I basically went through was MikroTik have tiny routers to massive routers. They're extremely versatile, and like you said, they can fit any environment. So MikroTik is really a brand for everyone. So, and with that, thank you very much.
Absolutely, and perhaps maybe just to whet the appetite a little bit more for our participants is that they're extremely well placed and very competitively priced in the market in comparison to the peers, the other players that have similar kind of equipment or infrastructure. So we welcome you to reach out to us, reach out to our team, following the email address that's sales at Hudaco.Africa, and we will definitely be in touch with you, respond to any of your queries. George, thank you very much for your comments. At this point, there's sales at hudaco.co.ke. There's also sales at Hudaco.Africa. Right? We will soon be shifting our domain from .co.ke to Africa. That's at the end of July, and so therefore we urge you to please communicate with us at sales at Hudaco.Africa. So with no further ado, just want to thank you, Maggie, once again. Thank you, George. Thank you, Jeremiah, for taking your time to be with us this morning. I wish you all a lovely Friday and a great weekend ahead. Bye-bye now.